Hello everyone. Following up on our previous sessions on GHG inventories, today we will focus on some things that may seem like a small detail, but is crucial to your carbon calculations, which is emissions factor. In short, emissions factors are multipliers. They help convert activity data like liters of fuel or kilowatts hour of electricity into carbon dioxide equivalent CO2e emissions. So today, we will cover what emissions factors are, where you can get them, how accurate they are, and why choose the right one matters. What is an emissions factor? An emission factor is the average amount of greenhouse gases emitted per unit of activity. For example, burning 1 liter of diesel emits 2.68 kg CO2e. Consuming 1 kilowatt hour of grid electricity in Malaysia emits around 0.58 kg CO2e. So, if your company uses 5,000 liters of diesel a month, your Scope 1 emissions from fuel use would be 5,000 times 2.68, equivalent to 13,400 kgs or 13.4 tons CO2e. That is the basic calculations behind a GHG inventory, and it's all hinged on using the correct emission factor. Where do emissions factors come from? Reliable emissions factor usually come from an established database. Some key sources include IPCC guidelines. These are global average and widely used internationally. MyCarbon in Malaysia offer local emission factors tailored to Malaysia grid and transport energy mix. CDP and GHG Protocol 2 provides factors for specific industries and geographies. Scientific studies or LCA databases when no public data is available. Always make sure to cite your source when using emission factor, especially for reportings or audits. Let's take electricity as an example. In countries that rely heavily on coal, the emission factors for electricity is higher. Countries with more hydro, solar, or nuclear energy will have a lower factor. That's why using the IPCC global average might overestimate or underestimate your actual footprint. If you are in Malaysia, MyCarbon database gives the best representative. And since energy mixes change over time, emission factors must be updated annually for accuracy. Even small differences in emission factors can lead to major discrepancies, especially when you are calculating emission factors hundreds of sites and suppliers. Let's look back to the same diesel calculation example, but you accidentally use the old emission factors that's 0.1 higher. As a result, 500 kg of CO2e overestimated. This shall affect your goal, offset plans, and ESG reporting. It can also cause credibility issues if third-party verifiers or regulatory question your data. Lastly, always use the most current emission factors available. Match the emissions factors to your activity data, for example, diesel versus petrol, flight class, specific electricity regions. For Scope 3 data, try to get supplier-specific emission data or use industrial average if necessary. And lastly, document all your assumptions in your GHG inventory for transparency. To summarize, emission factors may seem like just numbers, but they are the backbone of GHG accounting. Using the right ones, accurate, up-to-date, and relevant to your operations, ensure your inventory is trustworthy and compliant. Thank you. And in the next sections, we will explore Scope 3 emissions, what they are, why they are tricky, and how to begin measuring and managing them effectively.